Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sotonye Afiasimaba. Let's get cracking on today's edition of Today in History by rolling backward lines to the year 1792. On this day, one of the most famous buildings in the world had its foundation stone laid. Guess which building that was? It was the White House. So, the cornerstone for the White House, the official office and home of every U.S. president and first lady since 1800, when John and Abigail Adams moved in near the end of his term, was laid on this day. So that is a painting commemorating the foundation or depicting the foundation laying ceremony of what was to become the White House. I did talk about the White House yesterday. I'm gonna, if I can, I will find the video, so I'm gonna put a video link up here somewhere for those of you who haven't seen the video from yesterday about the White House. So this was the foundation stone was laid. So find out what happened with regards to the White House on this day yesterday. Let's move on now to the year 1914. This is the year that the First World War started, but that's not what we're talking about right now. On this day, this guy named Garrett Morgan invented and patented the gas mask. He called it a smoke hood at the time. He also created the first traffic light, as you can see here, pictured here, the gas mask as well as pictured. That included a third warning position, which is standard today. So he didn't just create the gas mask, he also invented the traffic light as well. So Garrett Morgan, inventor of the gas mask and traffic light, got his patent for the gas mask on this day in 1914. The year is 1901. On this day, Edith Spurlock Sampson was born. She died on the 8th of October 1979. Who was she? She was an American lawyer and judge and the first Black U.S. delegate appointed to the United Nations on the 24th of August 1950. She conceded that Black people did not have equal rights in America, but she said, "I would rather be a Negro in America than a citizen in any other land." So that's Edith Spurlock Sampson, who was born on this day in 1901. Speaking of which, saying that she would rather be a Negro in America than a citizen in any other land. I remember a few months ago, I think, I did shoot a video about the year of the return, 400 years after American slavery. If I can find that video, I'm going to put a link here as well. Obviously, not all African Americans or Black Americans agree with her, but it's understandable what she says about staying put in America, because obviously her ancestors migrated there. She doesn't know any other country. Her ancestors helped in building the nation, so the Americans and Black Americans who don't see themselves as African Americans, they see themselves as Black Americans, have never been to Africa, and I respect their opinion. Of course, I respect their opinion. I respect the opinions of those who say they've had enough and have decided to move to Africa. Well, you can't say move back to Africa because they've never been there in the first place. They were not born there. So anyway, Edith Spurlock Sampson, born on this day, American lawyer and judge, first Black U.S. delegate appointed to the United Nations on the 24th of August 1950. Let's move on to the year 1902, exactly a year later. This man, his name is Arna Wendell Bontemps. So Arna is spelled A-R-N-A. He was born in Alexandria, Louisiana on this day. He was an American poet, novelist, and librarian, and a noted member of the Harlem Renaissance and librarian of Fisk University. He was the son of a Creole bricklayer and school teacher. At the age of 3, he and his family moved to Los Angeles after his father was threatened by 2 drunk white men. So this is Arna Wendell Bontemps, and I'm going to show you a few pictures of his house. One picture of his house and another picture of him on a magazine, front cover of a magazine called Crisis. So it's Arna Bontemps, who was a noted member of the Harlem Resistance. He was an American poet, novelist, and librarian of Fisk University, born on this day in 1902. We move on to the year 1925. 23 years later, the Iron Lady Margaret Thatcher was born. She was best known as the Iron Lady, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Born on this day, she was of the Conservative Party. Let's move on to the year 1941. 16 years later, his full name is Paul Frederick Simon, simply known as Paul Simon. Born on this day in 1941, he's an American musician, singer, songwriter, and actor. Simon's musical career has spanned over 6 decades. He reached fame and commercial success as half of the duo Simon and Garfunkel, which was formed in 1956 with Art Garfunkel. Simon wrote nearly all of their songs, including US #1 singles Sound of Silence, Mrs. Robinson, This Is to You, Mrs. Robinson, Bridge Over Troubled Water. In 2003, he was given a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award for his work as half of the duo Simon and Garfunkel. There's another tune which I like. There's Call Me Out, I think. So Simon and Garfunkel is a duo. Paul Frederick Simon was born on this day in 1941. So happy birthday, Paul Simon. 1971, Sacha Noam Baron Cohen, simply known as Sacha Baron Cohen, was born on this day, 1971. He's an English comedian, actor, writer, director, and producer. He's known for his creation and portrayal of several fictional satirical characters, including Ali G, pictured here, Borat, Sagniev, Bruno Gerhard, and Admiral Aladdin. So that's Sacha Baron Cohen, who was born on this day in 1971. Exactly 10 years later, Hosni Mubarak, pictured here, was voted by Egyptians to become president of Egypt. His name, so this was after the assassination of Anwar Sadat. I did talk about that in one of my previous videos as well. Anwar Sadat was assassinated a week earlier, so a week ago on this day in 1981. So this was the man who took over from Anwar Sadat. His name again is Hosni Mubarak, former president of Egypt. We move on now to the next news item on this day, the famous Shroud of Turin. On this day, the Archbishop of Turin, Italy, announced that carbon-14 dating indicated that the Shroud of Turin dates only to the Middle Ages, though the origins of the shroud remain, in my own words, shrouded in mystery. I wouldn't say pardon the pun, I think that was a good one. So, the Shroud of Turin, the announcement was made today that it came from the Middle Ages. So, essentially, it doesn't depict Jesus Christ. That's basically what the Archbishop of Turin was alluding to came from the Middle Ages. So, last but not least, on this day, amid great fanfare, Chilean workers are rescued 69 days after the mine collapsed in the Atacama Desert in Chile. So you can see these happy faces welcoming their loved ones, seemingly back from the dead. This wasn't thought possible. I remember watching this in the news. I can't believe it's 10 years. It's absolutely amazing how time flies. It's shocking. It's frightening. You know, everything you can think of. Well, yeah, the happy faces of family and friends and co-workers on this day in 2010. On that happy, cheery note, we end today's Today in History. Thanks for dropping by, guys. My name again is Sotonye Afiesimama. I shall see you hopefully tomorrow for another edition of Today in History. In the meantime, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Share this video with your family and friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell and you will receive updates of my video uploads. Thanks for dropping by. Stay safe, and I shall see you tomorrow, October 14th, for another edition of Today in History. Bye-bye.